The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey guys, what's up? Tom here. Hopefully everyone's doing well, and yeah, welcome. So this webinar again is to all people on Interflowe, people in the mentoring, people on the mastery, and I'm very excited about tonight's training, guys. I've got a very special guest on that I'll be introducing shortly, and obviously, as you can see from the title here, you know who it is. For some of you guys have already met Valter, some of you guys haven't yet, but as you can see from the title, is how Valter is flipping 2 to 3. He just told me I said 2, and he said actually it's 3. Getting on free now, deals every single month, again, without meeting the sellers or the buyers. Okay, so in this webinar, he's going to share the exact system he's using so you can model it and apply it to achieve similar or the same results or even more, guys. That's the beautiful thing about this, is you're going to see how, what Valter's taken from learning from myself and investing in the training to actually use the principles, apply it, and get results. And he's been more than generous to come on tonight to share what he's doing, and also at the end answer your questions. And I'll be answering your questions as well and going back and forth. It's going to be fun, guys, because Valter's, we get on as well, so it'll be fun. It's not going to be, what I'm like with webinars. It's not going to be over professional or corporate. It's going to be to the point. And Valter's going to share a little bit about his story, where he started, to the journey of where he is now, and sort of crossing that gap. And you really want to be taking notes, guys, so make sure you get rid of distractions and everything like that, just because you want to make sure you're taking notes and really modeling successful people. Because I said, it's true, what Robin says this as well, is that there's clues you can see, there's clues, there's trail, right? And you can look at what people are doing and you can go, actually, well, that's what they're doing. And how do they think, and how do they talk, and how are they applying themselves? And when you can look at that, you can take that, you can look at what you're doing and go, actually, I'm not doing that. So let me look at what they're doing and let me apply it to get similar results, because it's just actions. Okay, so I'm excited. So let me just see who we got on board, and then I'll introduce Valter, and then we'll sort of get straight into it. Hey, Alex, how's it going? We've got Vista Mount, we've got Alex Hickman, Alexander, Annalise, what's up? Charles, Fraser, Goodyear, what's up, Goodyear? Netta, John, Larry, Leon, Lucy, Malcolm, Mark Rogers, Patty, Philippa, Russell, Saeed is with us as well. Good stuff. No, amazing, guys. And for everyone that's just joining, Troy's with us as well and listening to the recording, or wherever you're listening to this, hello. So we're going to get into it. So, hey, Valter, what's up? You with us, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
Good stuff, mate. He's here. He's live. He's live. And
I'm
yeah.
still breathing.
No, good stuff. Good stuff, Valter. So how's it going, man? How's everything going? How's your day going?
Very, very good. Very busy, but very good. Busy is being good.
Awesome stuff. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go through again a little slide presentation here. And so we got some structure to this up, because my key thing with you, Valter, is I want to make sure I ask you, the right questions, because obviously the key thing is to get out of you what you know, how you're doing deals every single month, on the actual actions you're applying right now. And I think people can learn a lot. So I want to make sure that it's not about me tonight. It's about you, and sharing what you know, and then really just inspiring the guys. But I'm going to be the questions guy. Okay, normally I get the questions and I'm the one talking for 2 years, but it's you today, buddy. It's you today. So the first question. So who is Valter? Maybe you want to share a little bit about your sort of background. For obviously, a lot of people are brand new to you. I know some people have met you recently at the mentoring workshop, but share a little bit about yourself, mate, your background, your story, sort of where you come from. I actually put a few points here to give you to give some points to the guys and some structure. But share a little bit about your background. I know you come from Portugal, so maybe let's start there. So why did you come to England in the first place?
So my background was is modeling, and so not business at all. I've never done anything in business. So I came to England to learn English, and so 4 or 5 years ago I couldn't speak English, so I have to learn English from scratch. And then I wanted to get into drama school. Which I did. Then I drop out. Decided to go to uni. Then I drop out. I wanted to be.
You get dropping out, right?
Yeah. So I wanted to do acting, and but I knew, first of all, I had to learn English. Then I had, I wanted to go back to America, but I didn't want to go and do waitress jobs. So I was like, okay, I need to start learning business. I started reading books, then I read your ebook. But I read many books, so I read a lot. So I started reading to learn about business. Yeah, that's the way I started. My background, as I said, is modeling and acting. So I have no background in business.
So for when people, obviously for what you're doing now, because the title of tonight's training, why loads of people are on is because, how the heck is this guy consistently doing 2 to 3 deals a month? And I wanted to share that, guys, with you because Valter, he couldn't speak English 5 years ago. He's a foreigner in this country. You have to adjust. And modeling is, again, and acting it's not entrepreneurial. Do you know? I mean, it's very different. So what was your sort of aspiration to become an entrepreneur? Why didn't you just go down the career route and the university route? What was it for you that made you want to pick entrepreneurship and property specifically, buddy?
I always wanted to be involved in property. So my goal was let's become an actor. And then, when I start making some money, I will, start property. So, but then I read Arnold Schwarzenegger autobiography. And I found out he starts from property first and then acting.
Wow.
So I tried to model him because, he's kind of a hero of mine. And I was like, if Arnold did, I think I can do it as well. I have a very positive mindset. I always believed, I do it, or I die trying, but I don't give up. So that is my mindset. In everything I do in life, I put 100%. Not 100, 200.
But how did you develop that mindset? I mean, did you always have that mindset, or is it something? Because I know a lot of people listening that they see themselves and they procrastinate and they don't take action and they don't commit, or they go a month without doing something, and they beat themselves up and they've got not a lot of self sort of worth there and self love. So I mean, did you always have that, or was it just you conditioning your mind or being around influential people? What was it for you, mate? Like, in terms of like your day, I mean, do you watch your news? Do you have a TV? Do you like, how does that look?
No news, no TV. I'm very, very difficult to even to get in touch to. If you, of course, let's say if you arrange a call, I will be there. But positive, I think, is a bit of why. Why? So my why was my little sister. I've never shared that. This is actually like unique sharing that. So my sister died.
Oh.
And I always, used to look after her. And when she died, I made a promise that I will be someone that she will be proud of. So I think in tough days, she pulled me off because I'm like, okay, I can do this. I will do that. So I think people need to find a why. Their kids, a family member, I don't know, something. I don't know, maybe you shared a bit. You said was your environment in the house, so you wanted to be successful to get out of the house. Mine was my sister, and I wanted to look after her.
Yes.
I wanted to be successful to look after her, but then I lost her. But now, I wanted to be as successful as I can to help, as many people as I can. Like you, I'm doing this today because, you helped me a lot,
That's awesome, man, and that's awesome. I just gave you a path and you used it. That's the beautiful thing about online and stuff like that is, we can share information, and it's up to the individual. It's always up to the individual, guys. Everyone listening, like, you've got to take it and apply it, because I did that same as what Walter's going to share what he's doing. I had that. I had the same thing. So, is there anything like you're doing in terms of, obviously, from you, coming from Portugal to the UK?
Mm-hmm.
And not knowing that, having your sister pass away, which I didn't know. That's the first. That's obviously, not nice, but you that's beautiful as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you use that as something to push you. And that's what I'm interested. I'm always interested in the story, because everyone goes, just give me the tip, and it's not the tips, it's the story. it's the driving force of the person that really sums up why they're successful in anything they do. So I'm always interested in that. Thanks for sharing that, buddy. So for you to be flipping I thought it was 2 deals a month. You just before the webinar, guys, Valter said it's actually 3 now, and I said, well, hopefully a testimonial in a year will be 30, and that will be a push. But I'm not surprised at Valter, to be honest, guys. He probably would do it. And so for you, in terms of the lease option portfolio, so I know you've done some, you had some previous training as well, and it was more traditional, but you went down the route of, you actually had a lease option portfolio in London. Where is it based in London again?
Shoreditch. Yeah, I have 5 properties in Shoreditch. Yeah.
Awesome. And are they single let? Are they HMO lease option?
No, they are the HMOs. So each of them, monthly take, it gives me around £1,000. Yeah.
Okay, nice one, man. Nice one. Was that for? Did you source them direct marketing or agents or?
Yeah, direct marketing. So I think most people, what they do, they send letters to HMOs, and the landlords, they don't live there, so you're just throwing money away. So why did I went to land registry, and I collected the real address and then sent to the landlords directly. So, and then they came back to me. So
awesome, man.
There's a tip there.
No, badass, man. That's awesome. And guys, you're gonna be learning a lot today. So yeah, make sure you're writing down these notes, because obviously what Valter's going to do as well, he's going to demo the way he's using Interflowe, go through the follow-up, right, Valter? Or anything you want to share, like some voicemails you've had from direct mail leads, and all, really you utilizing how Interflowe has changed the way you've done. I know you're super passionate about that, right? You love it.
Yeah. It's a great, a piece of art you created. It's amazing. It makes it, life so much easier.
Yeah, 100%, man. And that's my brain put on a piece of software, and like, co-founder Lawrence and the whole team that sort of structured that and developed it. But yeah, no, it makes things so much easier and so much more smooth. But it comes down to people using it as well. So for you to go from here to be able to, obviously you explained what you were doing before property sourcing, so people understand that. So for you to go from there to, I'll just do a second, so because that's the way I think. So if you do, let's just say this is that's Valter, right? So for you to go from here to here, so this is you before you were, you're at point A, and people want to get here. People are in a situation right now. They're here. They're in a situation, and they want to get to here, and they want to be making deals. They want to be, because this is going out to all the clients. Everyone listening to this is a mentoring client, or they've invested in a program, right? So they want to do that, but they're struggling. So for you, Valter, how did you bridge the gap? So, for example, maybe you can share a little bit about how we sort of first met and the one-on-one meeting, and then sort of go from there about how you applied it and how you've come to a position where you messaged me, I think about a month ago, saying, hey, buddy, by the way, I'm doing 2 deals a month. So maybe you can share a little bit about that, mate.
Yeah, so I came across with you. I read a lot, as I said. So first I read your book. Then I was like, okay, who is this Tom? Because the things you have been talking, I've been to other courses before, but I never heard of. So I was like, okay, you guys teaching something that no one is teaching. Then I went at the gym. Normally I listen to podcasts because I really like learning. I think because you have to learn as much as you can. So I was listening to your podcast. I was like, okay, definitely I need to meet that Tom. So I was like, who the hell is this Tom? Because I never heard about you. I was like, okay, I need to meet Tom. So I start, one thing I do, I hunt people, successful people down. If someone is successful, I met, Les Brown, all of these guys, because I think, as you said, they know something that you don't know, so you need to talk to them. So I was like, okay, I need to talk with this Tom. I texted you, and then you were in Mexico, so back and forth, and then I put myself on the train, went to meet you one of your events, and then you were kind enough to give me one-to-one. and then, you know, basically what you did, you just wrote down, like, you told me how many deals I wanted to close. I told like 2. Your face, I saw in your face, like 2 deals a month was, you know, for, you know, it's like, okay, you know, you have no background, so 2 deals a month, you know, so you need to do a bit of marketing. So you told me to do that, and that, to just follow up. I just said, look, I remember like today, we were in the Cafe Royale, I told you.
Yeah.
You just tell me what to do and I will do it. And then and then I told you, there's no procrastination here. And yeah, I just exactly did what you told me, and was amazed. I was amazed because I remember the first 1,000 letters I sent, you said I would get 2 to 3%. You know, and I got exactly 360 calls. I was like, wow. Since then, you know, as I said, you haven't been wrong. They haven't proven me wrong.
So what? Again, so in terms of what you did, you had the meeting. You know, I know you invested. It was a group coaching, wasn't it? At the time, you got.
Yeah.
And then you come to some seminars, and you had the one-on-one meeting. So from there, like specifically, obviously we'll be taking questions at the end. I know you're going to do a demo and show people what you're doing, and the ads you're testing, Facebook ads, and also, guys. You know, would you type 1, guys, in the chat box if you'd like Valter to actually demo how he's using Interflowe, to do the follow-up, and how he's actually outsourcing. He's actually got someone running it for him. And also, if you want to see how we set up some ads for tenant buyers, and you can sort of model that and get a lot of inspiration from that. And then you can ask questions, because I think the key thing is it always about questions and really digging into how someone thinks. And I know for you, obviously, Valter, like when you say 3 deals, you probably think for you, like it's not much, right? Like when I know what the type of character you are, but obviously for some people, that's massive. Do you know what I mean? It's huge for them. That's like life changing. I know it is for you as well, but it's huge for them. So what did you do in terms of what was the marketing strategy you applied first, like to start doing, say, in terms of sourcing? What types of strategies did you do? What types of marketing did you implement? And maybe share a little bit about your journey, any ups and downs you had, how you structure your business.
Yeah, so basically, so I focus on a lot of direct mail. And so in our meeting, you said, so we need to do offline and online. So I focused on, so in terms of offline, I focus on direct mails. I do different type of direct mails.
Yeah.
The letters I'm using basically the ones you provide through Interflowe.
Yes.
Online, you know, I'm still in Facebook. I'm still testing Facebook. So, but I call rent to buy. So tenants buyers, I already know the interest. I found out.
Yes.
Investors as well. You know, I get them quite cheaply. So rent assistance. So for investors, I get £10 a lead. $10 for tenant buyers is very cheap, like less than a dollar per lead. In terms of sellers, I'm still testing, but I get like a lead a day. So my marketing strategy.
You're using, sorry, just to ask you that. So for direct mail, like this is purely to sellers, right? This is where you're is that the key deals you're getting right now? Is it from in terms of like a flipping or keeping your own lease options and stuff? Is that specifically from direct mail?
Yeah. So basically, I invest in North. But I never flip in where I invest. So I invest, let's say, I invest in cities that I'm not even there. So I've never seen the properties.
Yeah.
So I invest, in different cities. At the moment, I'm investing in 3 different cities. Yeah. So I do a lot of direct mail. I do a different type of mails. So yeah, I do probate, everything you basically explained. Yeah.
Maybe you want to share that. Is it probate? I know you shared it the other day.
Yeah. So I do probate. I do for rent to buy. I do Zoopla, scrape the leads. I do Rightmove. So these are 90-day campaigns, and I get a lot of calls. I get 2 to 8 calls plus then Facebook.
Okay, so you're getting, so just from direct mail, how much incoming leads are you getting from sellers again a day?
So 2 to 8 calls a day.
Nice. So roughly, let's just say average it out, 5 calls a day just from mail. Wow. So for you
Yeah,
guys, because
yeah.
I know the answer to this question, but just for the people, and I'm sure there are ask at the end as well. Make sure you're writing down notes, guys. At the end, we'll do a live Q&A. But in terms of like a direct mail, are you just sending it to the list once, or do you have a follow-up system in place?
So I do a follow-up. So for you to get a consistent, if you want to, let's say, flip or make this as a business, you can't just flip a deal once. You have to flip like constantly. So what I did, so let's say I have 8 different type of campaigns, and then Facebook, I just call Facebook, because Facebook, let's say I sometimes I get 2 deals, one deal a day is kind of the average. But so let's say I send let's say first month I send a letter for Rightmove. First week, next week I send a Zoopla. Every week I send, let's say, 100 letters or something. So
Okay.
always I have calls coming in. It has to be consistent. So it's a system. I have a system built until the end of the year.
Okay, and you can show some of the drip feeds you're doing with an Interflowe, right? That's your tool that you're automating this with, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, I can, yeah, it's all with the Interflowe. And then let's say the sellers that come to me, I make an offer, and then the follow-up I do also with the Interflowe.
Okay, nice. So, for example, I know you shared this recently at the workshop. So this was huge what you said, and I think it will really benefit for the guys. So for you, obviously, a lot of your deals are actually coming from the follow-up, right? Maybe explain a little bit about the process of how you and your team sort of do that, and why you said that at the weekend, why most of your deals are coming from the follow-up, not actually the first offer.
Yeah, so let's say you get 5 calls, and let's say 3 calls are very hot, and then you made an offer for 3 people today. So these 3 people, you made an offer, all of these 3 people said no. Let's say they say no, you made an offer. Then you follow them up. So you create an Interflowe, a 6 months follow-up campaign, which will be done automatically, specific for that client.
Okay, so I'm
And
going to do all this out. So you make an offer, and so if they say yes, obviously you've got a deal, right?
yeah,
But a lot of your deals are coming from. Would you say? I'm not sure if you track this, but are they coming specifically from the when you follow up, or are they coming from that first offer?
no, follow up. So the
Wow,
deals come from
very
follow
interesting.
up, and that is why I said to you, so with time, I'm just going to get more and more deals,
Oh, you're massive.
because yeah. So I will get, like, let's say 5, 6, 7 deals a month, because the follow up, they change their mind. So we got a client today who said, like, I got your letter,
Wow.
which Interflowe is the one who sent. And I got your letter. Actually, I changed my mind. If you go up 10K more, I'm more than happy to accept. So
Wow.
the follow-up, which is done automatically, clients will keep on coming.
That's amazing, man. So for example, so your process, and you can explain, because a lot of people were very inspired at the workshop. For you guys listening that aren't in mentoring, it was specifically the mentoring workshop, but I think everyone that's joining today isn't mentoring. And what you said was something huge, because you've actually created, and we'll talk about that shortly, is you've created a machine that runs without you, right? You're not the one doing all the calls. You're not the one meeting sellers. You're not the one doing all the marketing. I'm sure you did it at the start, because I'll ask you how you started familiarizing yourself with Interflowe, and you can sort of talk about that, because I remember when it was probably about 5 months ago, wasn't it, when you started?
Yeah.
Which has gone quick, right? But it's crazy. So when they say no, what's your process when they say no?
I want them to say no, because if they say yes, normally I made a higher offer. So I want them to say no, because normally it's a BMV. One thing I think everyone needs to be aware is, we want to listen to the seller. We want to listen. Basically, we are kind of a doctors. We want to solve a problem. And you know, so I have 4 different strategies. The ones you taught me: assistant sales, below market value, lease option, and rent to buy. So let's say I see which one works for them. I give them 3 choices, and then let them decide. Let's say if they decide, they are the ones who decide what they want. But let's say they say no, I just need to follow them up, and the follow up is done automatically. So you forget. So I have all these systems all already, I create a system, basically a marketing system that works without me.
So
Of course, if
that's badass, man. Maybe share a little bit about, and I love it. It excites me because you're following the exact process, and I'll talk about about action and execution and why you're making progress and making things happen. And I know, Valter, you can do 10 deals a month. Do you know what I mean? I know you can do 10 deals a month. Um, and so what are you doing? So when they say no, you send a letter of intent, right, with an Interflowe. Maybe share a little
yeah,
bit about that and some experiences or some people that have called you back or just your experience on that.
yeah. So they say no. You send a letter of intent. So you made an offer. They say no. You send a letter of intent. Normally, when you send a letter of intent, 1 in 10 clients come straight back to you. I got your letter. Thank you. Let's discuss again. Some of them. So 2 in 10. I like to target everything. I like to the KPIs. I think everyone needs to target to know exactly everything. So it's very important in terms of marketing. So you know your numbers. So 2 in 10. Then let's say the other 8, I create a follow up. So let's say the property has, if the property is not on the market and they are not, they can't sell, they come back to you because they're going to receive a voice blast like, "Hi Tom, is Valter here? How are you? I just want to check, how are you doing? And if you need any help, I'm here to help you." So they think that you literally call them, but this is Interflowe.
And that's awesome. So share that, because obviously even Interflowe customers that are using it. So and you can, when we go into the demo, when you actually share what you're doing within your Interflowe, how you've set this up. So on average, you're saying you make an offer, they reject, you send the letter of intent, and the letter of intent is a physical letter in the post, right?
Yeah, I do a physical letter on the post. First time, only today, someone says like, "Can you send me an email?" But normally I send because people like to see the physical letter has more power. When they get the letter, it's like, this is real.
That's awesome, man. And that's so good you're executing it, because very few people are actually doing that. Very few people are, the key thing, and I'll talk about making offers. Very few people make offers to the leads, and I want to talk about how that's so important and how you've been able to, and I know that's why you're doing the deals, but why that's so important as well. And so, for example, can you give sort of an example of a lead that's got back from follow-up? Say, for example, they rejected your initial offer, and then I don't know, 2 weeks later or a month later they come back. Do you have any sort of example of that? Or
yeah, many of them. So normally it's like 1 to 2 months when they get. So first they get a email after 15 days, then after a month they get a SMS, all done from Interflowe. When they get the SMS or a voice blast, they tend to come back to you. Look, I haven't been able to sell my property. I'm ready now. If you are still interested, let's do that. So, and then you just send the head of terms. So it's kind of a psychological. That means you are interested. Most people don't follow up, so they just make an offer and they forget about. So, and the money's in the follow up.
Yeah, 100%. So right now, your system, how does it look? What's your role in the business, Valter, right now? Are you on the phone? Are you doing the marketing? Who do you have in place? Maybe you want to share a little bit about how your business is actually set up and how it looks right now.
Yeah, so I will sound a bit lazy, but literally I don't do anything anymore. So So basically, I have Maria. Maria, she does the all. So the scraping the leads and stuff we delegate, and so you can use Upwork, but I use freelancer because you know if I'm not satisfied with the work, I don't pay.
Yeah.
So I have a guy who's scraping leads daily. So basically, he's just scraping leads.
So you've got
These leads
VA
are
scraping leads, right? They're do you
yeah.
know how much hours what are you paying them? If you don't mind me asking.
So that is the thing. So most people pay an hours. I pay for project. So this is a tip. If you pay for project, you pay you know much less. So I like to negotiate. Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's fine, man.
So
It's fine. Please, anything that's going to give value to the guys, because I know obviously, that they love that, and I know obviously when you do a demo, it's going to blow people's minds. But it's all any little tips, mate, would be freaking awesome. If you, I know there might be some secrets that you keep. I don't know. Obviously, it's your business, but I know you're a really generous guy to share that. But so you do it on projects, right? So how much do you save
yeah,
on
I
average?
do I do in projects. So for example, for every scraping, so let's say if you scrapes 1,000, it's around $30 for
Okay.
1,000 addresses. Yeah.
So what's his role right now? Is it texting? Is it emailing? Is it admin? Is it scraping leads? What's the
No,
specific
so
role?
he just scrape leads and he sends to, or you can put it through Interflow and we send through Interflow, or you can send to Maria. Maria check. So in the beginning, I want Maria to check all the work. So otherwise, we are paying more. It's $30 is not a lot, but so first he scraped the leads, he sent to Maria. Maria check to see if the work is done, and then she pays $30. That's, let's say this is Zoopla, and he starts to scrape, let's say, right move straight away. So he scrapes leads every single day. So we have
Nice.
new leads coming every single day. So basically, and then we send a letter. Remember, when you scrape the leads and you don't send a letter, you have no leads.
100%,
You need to
100%.
send.
That's what I always say. The most important things, guys, is in your business. The great thing about having it lean is you have your VA manage your marketing, your text leads. Because I think Maria actually gets for Gumtree and stuff. As far as I'm aware, she actually gets on the phone, right? You actually cold call rather than do text. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
I don't. Yeah. I don't do texting. I think because if you call someone, they know you're real. So at Gumtree, we go, we see if there is a number. I only text if there is no number. If it is a number, just call. Hi, talk to people. You can't be afraid of the phone. You're just talking to people. Basically, in the end of the day, we are just human.
So Maria
So
right now, how is that structured? If you don't mind me asking, Valter, is it with Maria? Is she specifically because I know I met her at the she come to the seminar, right? Flip remotely in London. She was there, wasn't she?
Mhm.
So is
Yeah, yeah.
she specifically like? Did she know about calls before sales? Did you have to train her? Maybe share a little bit about
No,
how you
no,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. So yeah, that is the thing. So you need to train. So I had to train her, and is because I have another business partner, Annabella. I think she met you as well. And actually, I was talking to Annabella today. Maria's much better. So when I started training Maria, she was even afraid of the phone. She used to sweat. I was
Really?
like, oh, I have to call, I have to call. Yeah. So the training was the hardest part. Now, of course, I'm free to go. I don't need to do anything, but the training was quite intense, and also the schedule, Maria schedule, because we do Gumtree. We do all the free marketing. I think people focus on only one marketing, but sometimes you have a free lead screaming. You just call them, and it's like I love like kind of Gumtree leads. They're free. I love Facebook, by the way, but Gumtree are free. So
Yes.
yeah, so there was that training process that I had to go through with Maria, teaching her Interflow, because I learned Interflow, teaching her Facebook and ClickFunnels, all of that. Yeah, of course, we don't need to learn ClickFunnels. You provide the funnels, but so I taught her all the process. Yeah, so you have to train. because I like to have someone in-house so I can control. But if you have a VA, you just need to go through the management.
And that's key. I think what you said is people just want to delegate and outsource it straight away without training. I think the key thing, even with your VA, right, you probably spent time training the VA, making sure they understood it, making sure they were scraping correctly, giving them deadlines, giving them timelines, making sure you're supporting them as well. And never sort of just say, well, they get it and not you know what I mean? I think some people outsource and go, oh, well, the VA just gets it, but they don't sort of like manage that VA and make sure they understand it. So in terms of the strategies you're doing now, and I mean, in terms of 2, 3 deals a month, I mean, do you know what your average profit a deal is? Is it a few grand? Is it 3 grand, 4 grand? Because obviously it varies. Like I spoke to one of my clients and partner, Garrett, and some of the deals, we've got going on in Ireland, they're huge right now, and it's so interesting property, and you'll probably get this, Valter, as well. And for everyone listening, is the deals. The thing about property is they vary. Like it could be 2.5 grand, it could be 20. Like that. That's the great thing about it, and that's probably why you kept the lease options, right? Your Shoreditch ones.
Yeah. So Shoreditch ones was because I was a student. I wanted to be able to replace my income. So that was just to replace my income. So now I'm free to focus on that.
But just so you know, guys,
Because
you're in gap year now, right? You're actually still in gap.
Yeah, I'm in the gap year. So I have to go back to uni like in September. Of course, I'm not going back. I think I will extend my gap year. So
that's great.
but yeah, I'm in the gap year. I'm a student. Can you believe that? Yeah, I'm a student.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
No, well done. That's awesome. So in terms of your average sort of profit per deal, and what sort of areas are you mainly focusing on now? If you don't mind, if you explain that.
Yeah, so I'm focused on so that's the thing. Every 3 months I move. So I'm doing now Liverpool and North. So Liverpool, I'm doing some leads in London because I have some rent to buy ready to go. So I'm doing some in London as well, and I'm doing in Sheffield 3 months, and then I will move. So average deal is 5K, but as you said, it varies. It varies a lot. A lot of assistant sales, which you can make like 7 to 10K, and a lot of rent to buy as well. You call rent to buy, which is tenants buy.
Okay, so you're the method you're using is when you say rent to buy, you mean sourcing tenant buyers for sellers and landlords, or
Yeah,
your own
so
portfolio?
basically I do a bit differently. So why I do I find a tenant's a property, I put them there. So I'm going to meet a gentleman in Liverpool. He has like a block of flats he can't sell now. I'll put a tenant buy and get 5K for every tenant buyer puts into the property.
Okay, nice. Well, tell us a little bit about that. That's interesting. So this guy is this one flat or he owns?
Yeah. He owns the entire, like, let's say he has he's the developer, so he couldn't sell all the apartments, so he's very happy now to put a tenant buyer for 3 years, pay the rent, and then buy the property in 3-4 years. Meanwhile, I just introduce the tenants buyer to a broker. They go through with a broker, get the mortgage, and you just get 5K for each tenant's buyer. So
where did
most
you
of my leads.
where did you get hold of? Because that's a big tip. I mean, developers are obviously people that want to have developed a lot of properties and stuff. They want to offset them properties. So that's a great tip. I mean, in terms of like how you actually you found this guy. Obviously, I know you need to go see the guy. But how did you find the lead? Was it online, mail?
Yeah, it was mail. So this guy I have to go and see him because you can get like 20 properties with the guy. So he's like, okay, I got your letter. It sounds great. So I want to meet you. So I was like, yeah, cool. I'm not going. Marie is going. She will travel to Liverpool, but so because if he can give me 20 apartments, I just need to, as I said, tenants buy is like less than $1, so it's kind of a lot of profit here to be made.
So in terms of your like what you mentioned there, another question for you, Volta, in terms of your buyer marketing. So your primary strategy right now is sort of like building up your tenant buyers and flipping, like finding tenant buyers for sellers and landlords.
No, as I said, it depends. You need to learn more than one strategy. Otherwise, you don't. So the client, so I send, let's say I do the 4 different strategies, assistant sales. So for example, most of the time when I send a letter for rent to buy, um, the client will say, hi Marie, I got your letter, but you know what? I want to sell. I want to sell.
Yes.
So then you have to be able to say, otherwise you're just throwing the lead away. You have to be able to turn the seller around and say, look, how about if I help you to sell the property? So you turn the seller around, and let's say you do assistant sale. Most of our leads comes from rent to buy, but then we turn them around to assistant sale.
Yes. Yes. Again, the key thing, like I always say to clients, is you got to be consistent with the marketing, generate leads. Like I mentioned at the seminar the other day, when you generate leads, your goal is what's their problem and how does I
Yeah.
guess the way you're thinking, right, Walter, how do my solutions actually solve their problem? And actually help them out and make that make sense. And to be honest, when people say, "Do I meet the seller?" You don't have to. Like for example, we've got a couple. You spoke to Chris and Yvette. Have you? Well, you met them at the workshop,
Yeah,
right, in
great people,
Barcelona.
great people. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very great people.
So they're crushing it with tenant buyers, and some of them for their own properties. They're doing the strategy. You're talking about the method of sourcing tenant buyers for sellers and landlords as well. They're doing B&V deals as well, flipping them. But in terms of what they were saying is again they are building their tenant buyer list, and they're aggressively building a tenant buyer list and building a relationship with them tenant buyers, and then just basically matching them up. So in terms of where you're finding your tenant buyers and how much tenant buyers you have on your list right now, I mean, is it something you've just started? Have you done for a while?
I need to be honest. Tenant buyers, I've done. I've run a campaign for 2 weeks. I had to stop. There are so many, so I had to stop. So I
Okay,
don't.
that's
I
good. That's a
don't
good
even. I
problem,
don't.
man. That's a good problem.
Yeah, yeah. So tenant buyers, we stop. We get the property first, and then we run a campaign. It's so easy. Tenant buyers is quite fast. So you get the property first, and then you find the tenants buyer. If you want, because otherwise it takes. Let's say if you, let's say you, the tenants buyer, they say, look, I want the property. I don't know. Let's say in Shoreditch in London. Uh, then you go and run a campaign. If it takes too long,
Yes.
they might think you're not serious. So
Yes. So
because I
your
know I
strategy,
can.
your method is to find the deal first from the seller. For example, like this
Yeah.
developer Maria's meeting, do the deals, and then you run your
Yep.
campaign. Is it just Facebook or is it Gumtree? Are you doing anything else?
I just do Facebook. For tenants buy, just Facebook.
And how much
They
is it
just come
costing you a
like
lead on average?
less than $1 per lead.
Wow.
This is quite, yeah, this is very cheap. The tenants buy, yeah, to find, because uh, everyone wants to live in their own house.
No, for
So
sure.
it
No,
just
it's amazing strategy. I mean, I was mentioning, about the average of 5 grand a deal. That's what Yvette and the guys got when they sourced a tenant buyer for their deal. And we've got a client right now. You met them at the workshop, right? Alex and Larry are looking for a tenant buyer as well. And
yeah.
you can get tenant buyers. You do have to aggressively market. You have to market, and that's what I'm hearing from you, Volter. And hopefully, guys, you're understanding this. And when we do the Q&A, you can dig a little more. But to be honest, it's the marketing. It's really generating leads and making that important. So, what was the biggest thing you've learned in the training so far, Volter? Like, obviously, I know the recent workshop, you're writing notes and absorbing everything. What was it for you? I mean, if you can give a few pointers to the guys that are, say they've done a deal already, or they haven't done a deal, they want to break through and do consistent deals. What would you tell them to do? What would your advice be to the guys and girls?
So consistent to do like if you want to do a consistent deals every single month, you need to have a marketing machine. You need to create your marketing machine. You need to have, for example, week 1 I will send that amount of letters. Week 2 you have to be consistent, because the day you stop the marketing, for example, I was doing Facebook. I was very busy. I remember when I was starting. I was training Maria. It was very, very intense. And I was testing Facebook, and I put a deadline. And we were receiving, I remember like today, the first lead I got from Facebook was so excited. I was like, wow, this is really works.
Yes.
And then, you know, I remember 3 days. I was testing for 7 days, and I was getting leads every single day. I got excited. I forgot that I put the time like just for 7 days. And then you know, the leads stopped coming. And I was like, oh, Maria, how many leads we got today? And she's like, we haven't got any. I was like, what happened with Facebook? I went there, I didn't see. Guess what? I forgot that I put the you know, you can put for 7 days and you stop the campaign. I stopped the campaign. And it's the same in any marketing. The time you stop marketing, the leads start coming.
Yes.
So people see marketing as expense. So if I would ask people, if you spend 5K and you get 20, how many £5,000 you would invest? You can invest every single month 5K. You just take from the 20, take 5K and reinvest.
Yes. No, massively. It's really like what you said. What you said at the start is testing different things, testing different mail, testing, you know, online marketing methods, getting a foundation, knowing your numbers, and then scaling, right? Because obviously you're doing deals now. And how long did it take you to break through and do your first one or two deals? And did you do it within the first month? Did it take a couple of months to get going after that meeting?
First month, no. So it took 3 months. Yeah,
Okay.
in the beginning, it's quite, particularly if you are training someone. And second is like, you know, one thing I've noticed, scripts is very important, because then it's consistency. You say the same thing. So for example, sometimes, I don't know if it happens to you, Tom, sometimes you wake up, you don't feel good, like I'm not feeling like, you know, doing that today. If you have a script, it's the same thing every day. So you even if you're bored, you just say the same thing. And if you test the script, so for example, I even can see, okay, they stopped me here, so I need to change that part here. So having scripts, guess what? You can give to anyone to do the calling for you.
Yes, 100%, man. I mean, that's interesting. So it took 3 months, because a lot of people, Volta, I think, you know, they think you've been doing it for years and years. But I know you had some previous property education before. You obviously won't mention the names of the companies and so on, because of privacy. But in terms of like your goals, was that a target for you to set? Because I know how your mind thinks, but was it for you to set everything up and get the process in place? Because you didn't want to be on the phone every day, did you? That's not really you don't enjoy
No,
that, right?
no. I do whatever I have to do. You know, I do whatever it takes. This is my mindset. You know, I see a lot of people. They want they want they want to live 100. They want to live, like, say, a very good life, but they're not willing to put the work. You need to put the work. You know, in the end of the day, I know this can be quite easy. But by the way, flipping is simple, but it's not easy. So you know, I didn't want it to be on the phone. I wanted to systematize. My goal in this business to make $500,000 to $1 million every single year. That's my goal. I'm not far from $500,000, but I'm far from $1 million. So, but I will get there. Just need to scale now.
Yes, yeah, and that's the great thing, guys. Is, you know, when you break through, and also I think hearing that, Volta, it's realistic for the guys. They see 3 months, because some people say 2 weeks, some people do 3 weeks. And I think the fact you said 3 months, and you learned from when we had that meeting, it was 5 months ago, right? And then you come to
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona. We had a couple of other seminars and stuff like that, but it was 5 months or 6 months ago.
But so was in March, so we'll be 6 months now.
Yes, awesome
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll be
So
6 months.
yeah, badass, man. So you don't mind if you do the demo, if that's cool, man. If you do a demo,
Nope.
share a little bit about how you set your, you know, especially your follow-up campaigns, and guys, and maybe, yeah, share a little bit about, you know, some leads you've had, some calls you've had for some probates. I know you
Mm-hmm.
shared that the other day. That was awesome, and which is always
Yeah, we
exciting. And
got another
what
one
excites me is
today.
how you're
Yeah.
using the follow-up system. how you're using that follow-up system, because obviously that's what we designed, or me, Lawrence, and the whole team are passionate about. The fact you're using it and you're really realizing one of the biggest things, guys, that is reinstalled what Valter said, and what is the truth in every business, is the money's in the follow-up. And Valter's going to show you how he has, how much did you say? 3 months it follow up automatically, or 6 or
6 months.
6 months automatically. So that just
Yeah. Yeah. So if they say to you, let's say let's say after 3 months, they're like, sorry, Maria, I sold my house. Cool. So you go there and you click dead. You can archive the campaign. Otherwise, you just keep on follow up, which is automatic. So you even forget that you have these leads. I need to be honest. When I started sending leaflets with no to have, and also my follow up. I used to buy a Constantina file. It's like a huge file I would put in. You need to remember to come over and then take the file and call them. That is what they taught me, and I literally have one. I have a so it doesn't make sense. You can do that. You make an offer, you do the follow up, and you forget about the leads, and the leads just show. And the ones they come to you basically is like, they just come and say, you know what, I want to do the deal, and all from the system.
That's amazing, man.
It's amazing.
And I know, obviously, at the Sunday workshop, you were going over how much ads, and you should see how much this guy's tested, guys, with his Facebook ads. He's not just done 2 ads. He's tested properly, vigorously, because it's like you got to be a scientist when you're doing Facebook. So Facebook for sellers. The reason why I asked this, I know you've got it. You can tell me a little bit about your experience of it. But people are crushing it right now, guys, in the group, and people that are doing it. I had a message come through from maybe, I'm not sure if Lex is in here. If you're on the webinar, Lex, let me see if he's on the webinar. Lex. I don't think Lex is on, but he's just started to test some ads, right? He just started, and he's got 2 to 3 leads. Interesting, Valter. 3 leads in already with only $30 of spend.
Wow.
And it's incredible. And I know you've obviously just been getting your ads started. So maybe share a little bit about your Facebook ads for sellers, and how much leads are you getting in a day at the moment for sellers?
So for sellers, we get 1 lead a day consistently. So I have even so is a lead a day. But there's a lot of testing. You need to test. I think you should, let's say, take like $3,000 away just testing small. You don't need to have put a lot of money testing first, and then when you find the interest, you can go. You need to test the image, the interest, and the copywriting.
Okay.
So you test first, let's say the image, and you find the image, and then you test. For example, I'm just running now the same image, but I used to test. I tested a lot. Basically, you testing. I'm still testing because I'm getting leads. I want to reduce my acquisition cost to $30 per lead.
Yeah.
But consistently, I'm about consistent. I don't like just flipping a deal once. I like that consistency.
Yes. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you're moving on, because if you're having 2 to 3 deals like you're doing consistently now from direct mail, like the Facebook sellers is, I know the way you work is you vigorously test everything and then go for it. But your Facebook is working awesome. Maybe you can share a little bit about that now. So I'll make you host. 2 seconds, guys. Terrible at this technology stuff, even though I've created the software, but that's another story. That's another story for another time. Anyway. Let me just make you, here you go, Valter. I've made you presenter now. You should get a message.
On my screen.
If you can show, maybe you start off with the follow-up, how you're doing your follow-up, and share a little bit about, how you're doing your follow-up, and you can show some of your drip campaigns you've got set up, and how it's helped you. You got a lead come in there. Ian Hartley.
Yeah.
And yeah,
came today. Yeah.
share that, man. That'd be freaking awesome. And I'll
So
leave it with you. Take it away.
Yeah. So the follow up first. So okay, follow up. Yeah, here you go. So first, I tend to test. You can test with send the follow up to, and if you see, it just costs you £7. This is very cheap to follow up for 6 months. So first month, let's say you send an email, and I can show you the email, something like that. Hi, Maria. You can use your company name. If it comes from Facebook, normally I use my company name. If it's direct mail, normally I don't, but it depends, so a simple message. Yeah, so this will be the first month. Then second month.
So just a quick one, Valter. So this is the follow up to people that said no to your original offer over the phone, right?
Exactly.
So you you've created a drip campaign to follow up with everyone that rejected the offers.
Yes.
Awesome.
So for example, so we have now, because we tested first, we send a letter to see, for example, I got because I got your email today. This was a test. We got your email, and it's incredible. Like the way even the Interflowe, the is kind of a handwritten. It's a font, but it seems like handwritten. So people open, and then there's a yellow letter that we upload in the Interflowe. Just amazing. So the first month we send an email. The second month we send a SMS from the Interflowe. This will be sent automatically. You don't need to do anything. Hi, Marie here for your best relationship. Just wanted to see how are you doing. I don't tend to talk about the property.
Okay.
It's like about them.
Yes.
Kind regard, have a lovely day, whatever. It's just to make, it's like, we are here to help. So it's very important. Then the voice blast. This is amazing. The voice blast, you record a voicemail with that name. Hi, Tom, it's Valter here. How are you? Just, if you need any help, we're here to help you. Have a great day. And, it doesn't ring past their phone, and they get that. Normally in 3 months, they call, I got, sorry, Maria, I missed your call. And then, actually, my property haven't sold yet, could you call me back?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's huge. Because and these are going out to everyone that doesn't get back from the original email or SMS, right?
Exactly.
So you also
then I send posts. Yeah, I send. I think this one is a postcard. Is kind of a thank you postcard. You send a thank you postcard. Let's see if I can open this one.
So what is your method behind this? Is it just to stay engaged with them? Is it to get them to call you back?
Yeah, you need to be engaged, and you want them to call you back, and because they have your offer. If they call you back, they're interested to do business. And if you see, I never talk about the property. It's all about them. People like that. People want to.
That's interesting.
They think like he really cares about me, because I need to be honest. Making money is good, but in the end of the day, we're dealing with people, and we need to care about the client, because otherwise, they will sense that. So you want to solve the problem. You're solving the problem. You're helping them.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. So you've got that automatically going out. And maybe you want to share a little bit about, and where did you, in terms of you, like when you first started, how long did it take for you to get familiar with Interflowe, Valter? Because a lot of people, I know they sound stuck, but they don't go through, the training. They don't go through the videos. They don't take the time. So maybe you share a little bit about, what did you do, to get, how long did it take you to get familiar with it, and then how long did it take you to train Maria to start using it as well?
Yeah, so the Interflowe to be very, very honest, but I'm a bit extreme. So I've learned Interflow in 2 days. So I remember when I joined Interflow, you had 76 videos. Yeah, so 76 videos. I just went through them in 2 days, 18 hours, just watch all the videos. And then yeah, and then I started, because Interflow is not about the knowledge you need to do. The more you do, the more you start to understand. Then as soon I knew, so I had to it's not it's a simple. If you do a lot, it becomes very, very, very simple. And
Yes.
when you know,
yes.
So for example, I would say to all the members, find someone who's familiarized with the Interflow, just have a coffee with them, and they explain to you is the fastest way to learn.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah, it's just because it's very fast. To send the leads is here. So for me, it was 2 days. Some people will take, and you don't need to be techie.
But what you said, Volta, was brilliant. Is when you use it, and what he means, guys, is when you then go to offer, then you create your current deal, right? When you generate a lead, you do your comparables. Like there's 3 steps. There's generate lead in Leads app, click the Properties app, do your comparables, and then within your Properties app, you've got your offers based on what you think. So, they got no equity, lease option. They've got equity, a cash offer. That's awesome. Maybe you want to show some of your leads, actually, some recent leads, and maybe some voicemails, some incoming calls you've had for some direct mail. That would be awesome, Valter. And
then for example, also the last one we send also like a letter. You just upload a letter, handwrite letter, which will be sent from Interflow, which is awesome. So everything is done in one place, one system, and you forget. It's just amazing. The phones come straight to the Interflow. I think we got one today, probate. We might have another lead today. Let me see. Yeah, I think Marie's doing the due diligence. Yeah, let me try to put this one. This we just got today. I don't know if you can hear. Let me see. Can you hear?
Yes. Can you turn it up a little bit?
Yeah.
290260. That's 07714 290260. Thank you.
Yeah, something. Yeah. So we just got this lead now. Yeah, today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's from Gumtree, right? No, that wasn't from Gumtree.
No, that one was direct mail.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to show some of the other voice messages? I know you had some ones from probate coming as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay, probate. Yeah, quite a few. Let me see.
Possession. So in terms of the marketing you're doing a bit of everything, right?
I do everything. Yeah, in terms of I do around 8, and I will increase to 12. Yeah, we'll increase to 12.
What would you suggest for someone, say for example, Volta, they have a £200 a month budget, and they could possibly access credit, but they're sort of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They've only got a certain amount of money, or they're just a little bit nervous to get started. What would you be your honest opinion? If you're sitting having coffee, what would you say to that person if they said, look, Volta, I want to do a deal, I've only got £100-200 a month? What would you say to that person?
So Gumtree, the pre-loved, and I will say direct mail, but I would say write your own envelopes. So they would write their envelopes. They would, let's say, scrape leads is quite cheap, and then write their own envelopes, and then send the first ones, and then automatize with Interflow if they just have like, let's say, 200.
Yeah.
Because they can literally, or for example, when I started, I had, I don't know, you met Elliot. I had the guys I'm mentoring now writing the envelopes.
Yes.
Now I do with Interflowe, but I used to do with them. So if you have because I didn't start with like, I don't know, thousands and thousands of pounds. I started, as anyone else. I didn't start doing Facebook straight away. So and then, as soon as you start making money, you start to scale up.
Yes, that's awesome, man. Should we play that voicemail? Because I know it's...
Yeah. Let's see this one here.
Yeah, hi, my name's Nzinga. That's spelled N-Z-I-N-G-A. Regarding a property in Leeds, Autumn Street. You sent me a letter saying that you're interested in possibly purchasing the property. You want to call me on 079 44 20 83 99. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Bye.
She hasn't seemed too excited of your letter, but anyway.
Probates tend to. We got a call today, but normally probates, you have to be more, because they lost, them, family, so they get a bit sad.
For sure. So you don't mind if you share some of your Facebook with your Facebook?
Yeah.
So you doing your Facebook, if you share some of the stuff you're doing, that'd be badass. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So in terms of your move to Facebook, I mean, you're getting one lead in a day, so not tons of leads.
But they are more targeted. Yeah. It's not tons of leads, because that's the thing. So Facebook, maybe some people are getting even more leads than me, but I'm still in testing. So tenants buyers, I already know the interest that works. So
yes.
Because Facebook is more in terms, it's kind of psychology. You need to think about, as you can see here, people that use Rolex in terms of investors, people who like, property investors, like people clicking Gumtree, and so I can go through some of them. So let's go through this one. And I test a lot of the image as well. Let's see if you can see different type of images. Yeah, different type of images. So for example, for investors and the copywriting, for the investors on Facebook, we get the one who works very well was this one. The interest, progressive property.
Okay.
And yeah, was the interest that works, and that's the copyright. This works like very well.
Nice. And it's nice and simple. I mean, it's simple. Are you looking for a discount investment property in Leeds? And you're also using the local area, right? So you're actually using that local area. Yes. Was there any reasoning behind that? Was it just to build more rapport, or?
People tend, I've noticed people tend to if you're local, they feel, for example, when they call, they even ask you, so you're a local company. So yeah, they want a local. They like to work with a local company. Some of them, they like to work with the big companies, but if you're local, they like to work with the local company. Yeah.
Is it okay, Valter, if you share a little bit of like the tenant buyer ads, the seller ads you've got running, you had running as well? I know obviously you put tenant buyer ads on hold, but until you're advertising, that'd be awesome, mate. Just so you give the guys a little bit rough idea of what you're doing, what's working, how it looks. Because I think some people look at Facebook and they go, oh, it's scary, and I think obviously it's simple when you get going, right?
Yeah. So tenants buy, we run, normally when I run a campaign, I run 5 different campaigns at the same time with different images. So, for example, this one, then I run this one here, works very well as well. And then I will see the cost per lead. And so first I run 5 different with different images. Now that when I run 5, I'm looking for the image first, and then let's say 2 of them, I take 2 of them. I need to see if it was the image that was working, or was that just the interest. Then I focus on the copywriting to see which copywriting, and I'm narrowing down. So yeah,
so you're split. You're following what I teach essentially. is,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not doing anything special. Just
yeah, yeah.
what you say. Yeah,
It's just, and that's it with Facebook ads. I mean, guys, even when I was in New York, I was learning from a guy who spends 1.3 million a month on ads, on just Facebook alone. And he said it's real simple. I don't care about cost per clicks. I don't care about any of the little details. All I care about is how much does it cost me to acquire a lead, and does it bring me an
yeah,
ROI? That's it. That's all he said, Walter. It's like, does it bring me a return on investment? How much does it cost per lead? And yeah, no, but you do have to test. You do have to experiment.
yeah,
That's why there's so much images. Look at how much images Volta has here,
yeah,
guys. Like he's testing
yeah.
and finding them winning ads, right?
Yeah, for example, the sales. So this one ad is a kind of target pregnant women. They want to sell the house
Oh.
to buy, like, let's say, 1 bed to 2 bed. Worked quite well. But the winner ad for sellers was this one here. So the ones we are actually, I think we are running.
And
This
you're
one.
also doing and you're in testing stages as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
But
still
you're
testing.
also doing lead ads, right? So you're doing the lead forms. When someone clicks it, they actually come. That's what
Yeah,
I'm teaching the guys at the moment, right now, actually, and we're helping in the mentor group, helping people set up on lead forms. And for everyone in Interflow, you'll see ongoing trainings. If you're an Interflow member, ongoing trainings about Facebook, and we've released that and noticed in the community. But your lead forms are awesome. Maybe share a little bit about this ad you've got going right now, and
yeah, yeah. This is the winner ad, the lead forms, because sometimes when you go to, let's say, if you go to lead form, if you go to, let me see, okay, need to click. Yeah, so if you go to, sometimes when you use ClickFunnels, it depends. Sometimes it takes some time to, go to a different page. In the form, I just ask 3 questions, a very, like, your name, your email, and your phone number. I don't ask the property, anything. I just ask these 3 questions, and then I call them within 24 hours. I call them very quickly.
so as soon as that
Yeah.
lead comes in, you're on the phone, you call them, right?
Boom.
You're not hanging
Yeah,
around,
boom.
you're not lighting a candle in church before you do it or anything like that, right?
That costs money, bro. So I want to close it, so
Yeah.
I want to call them as soon as possible, because I was talking to, I think, someone, I think it was one of your clients, and they said, oh, sometimes I call them and they don't answer anymore. As soon they click your ad, Facebook will target them with different companies as well. So it's not just your company. So Facebook will target. So as soon, if you are doing online, call them, I would say, within 24 hours. Otherwise, they don't answer you the phone anymore.
Yes, no, with online marketing, guys, 100% speed is key. Like speed is so important. It really is, because you want to be on the phone. You want to get on the phone, and you want to essentially, yeah, be quick, because they're hunting, they're looking, they've got a problem, and they need it solved, right? They've got a problem and they need it solved, and that's amazing, man. Now Facebook, like, is exploding right now, and it's amazing for sellers, guys. And a lot of people, when they hear, say, for example, Volta, you saying 2 grand, 3 grand, I think they go, oh, and I think the key thing, guys, is to put things into perspective. This is a business. You have to inject. You don't have to have an office. You don't have to have loads of staff. You can get a lot of people on commission basis and stuff like that. VAs are cheap, but what you got to put time in, and you got to either hustle until you get a deal and then reinvest that into things like mail, like what Volta's doing on Facebook ads, which is starting, and then be consistent. So we do a Q&A in a sec, but is there anything, Volta, what are the things you've learned from, the principles that I teach, that you swear by and stick by? Is there a few things that have absolutely been true for you, that if you didn't know them, you wouldn't be getting, the success you're doing right now?
In terms of all the marketing I know came from you. So everything I from I didn't know direct mail. I didn't know handwritten, Facebook. I've learned all of that with you. So I'm just follow. I need to. The thing, when you invited me to come to the call, I found a bit weird because basically I'm doing what you told me. So you haven't been wrong. I said, I just do what Tommy says, because so far you haven't proven me wrong. It's just literally what you said. It says 1,000 letters. For example, 30 offers, 30 leads, 30 offers, one accepted. Then if you follow up, you get like more.
And you did that, right? I think the key thing to inspire the guys is execution. Are you someone, Volta, that when you learn something, when because obviously everyone's invested in themselves and they move forward, but most people, they don't audit their actions, meaning they don't look at what they do. They don't look at their output. So a lot of people, they expect input in physics, guys. If you've got to put output to get input, so you've got to put energy out there in the world to receive things. And I think a lot of people think, like I buy a course, I'll do this, and things will just happen, or I try it for 12 weeks. But your mindset, and a lot of people I'm interviewing, Volta, like yourself, that have been through the group, even people like I'm sure you'd be interested in this interview as well, Volta, like one of my clients, Sam, in 2015, took him 2 months to do his first deal. I think it was like a 2.5 grand one. But the guy's done about, I think, like 30 or 40 deals. Now he's doing 6-figure land flips. And but it all started right with just that focus and that consistency to not quit. So are you someone, Volta, that when you get a bit of information, you procrastinate for 3 or 4 months and then do it, or ask other people's opinion, or wait to see someone successful, or are you someone that just does it? And obviously I know the answer, but they've got to ask you the question.
I literally just I do it. So if I'm paying to learn something, because I do believe what Tony Robbins says. I model successful people, so I look for, let's say in terms of marketing. I say that I just don't say that to you, but I say that to everyone. I do believe you. I think you are the best in marketing. So, and if I found someone who's very good at marketing, I just go and get what they let's say they tell me to do that, and I will do it, because why would I try to invent the wheel? This doesn't make sense. You already tested, you already spent the money. So I just need to follow. So when I meet someone who's more successful than me, I just listen and I do it. I don't question. I just follow what they say.
Amazing. And that like, sometimes there's no words needed, is there, Volta? It's that simple. Like, I think a lot of people that are either listening to this or in the groups, and some people just get it. Like, who just gets it, guys? Just type 1 if you get it, and then we're going to go into a Q&A where you can ask Volta questions, and then we can go back and forth. I'll read out your questions to Volta, and he can ask. And Volta's been generous with his time, guys. Even at the recent workshop, because you don't have to. That's the great thing about it. Is a lot of people, guys, I know, home buying companies, know the people personally. There's 3 or 4 I'm thinking of right now that turn over 2-3 million, some 10 million. They don't want. If I ask them, hey guys, do you want to come on and do an interview and share your systems, share your software, share your lead sources, share this, they'll go, no, I don't. Literally, I've asked a few people, no, Tom, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to share. So the fact that Volta's been on, guys, sharing and is doing it is only really, I mean, it took, it's been consistently. Would you say, in terms of like real output, Volta, of you like consistently now like getting on it? Is it the whole 5 months, or is it I don't know, last couple of months or last 3 months?
So no, not for 5 months. So 2 months it was just like training. Let's say 3-4 months.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I need to be honest, going back what you were saying, I wouldn't also share of course my what I'm doing, but the thing is, you are the one who taught me, so I why not, if I can help you in any way, because I'm a quite private guy, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate it. And no, awesome stuff. Let me think I'll go to webinar. Where are we? I think I can change presenter. I'm just gonna do it. Thanks so much for sharing, mate. That's awesome. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, Valter?
I can. Yeah,
This is
I can.
today. 2 leads, 347 our new campaign each.
Wow.
One lead is a £3. And this is the thing, guys. And the reason we've spent Garrett, my partner in this, lifetime, $7,000. The return on investment was 100,000. 100,000 return on investment over the lifetime of the duration. This is nothing. We've got much bigger plans, and we're growing much more. You can see the impressions, the amount of people. 426,000 individual people have seen the ads. But just today, just because this is something that we are looking to improve, we've got our Facebook guys looking to grow out. And the great thing, guys, in the mentoring, like I mentioned today in the group, reach out to me because I can help you make sure you've got all your right pixels and you're setting up your lead forms, etc., etc. But we have 2 leads come in, and I'll show you the ad, guys, just so you can see it. We are getting in. So that one was a winner. So we had this one, which was divorce, ugly house, and repossession was only one. This is the first time I've just looked at this today, our new campaigns. €1 here. And I'll just show you how this ad looks, guys, just so you know. So you can have a little look at it. Real simple. So looking to sell your property quickly, we buy houses throughout Ireland for cash. It's fast, easy, and simple for you to get a free and fair cash offer today. We can also buy houses that are in negative equity, blah, blah, blah. And then we simply click the form to get an offer within 24 hours. And then they click that form, and it essentially just comes out of exactly what Valter was saying. It's powerful, isn't it, Valter? Lead forms. We're just implementing it.
Wow.
Yes. We're implementing it now, but that's the power, guys. Like this, will this stay at $1, €1, whatever? Probably not. It will probably go to 10, 15, 20. I know the average cost per lead, I believe, was around about €20 for Garrett. But that's the power, guys. And the reason why, and I'm going to encourage Valter to keep growing your Facebook world, because I really think you could get to 2 deals a week or more. Because and for everyone here, imagine if you the reason why Valter's doing deals, because he's not relying just on Gumtree, guys. He's not relying on one source. He's doing loads of sources and then following up with his leads, which will probably still be 2 or 3 deals. Because I know how much leads you got in your pipeline at the moment, Valter? 100 plus?
Leads, around 100, 150.
Okay, so there's going to be a load of deals, guys, in the follow-up system of what Valter's created to continuously follow up these leads. It will come deals. And then, once you make some revenue, you can go on Facebook and grow, and it just works well. So I wanted to share that, guys. I will be documenting that in the group as well, so you can see specifically what I'm doing, share with you the ups and downs. But it's pretty powerful, guys, right? It's really, really powerful, and it's exciting as well. And the great thing about it, I've gone to Ireland once for an event. I don't go to Ireland. I don't live in Ireland. I'm not looking to meet sellers in Ireland. We've got the right processes in place, and we're keeping it simple. It's not some special ad. It's real simple. It's easy, really. It's very, very simple. Less is more, really. And I thought I'd show that. And but definitely, Valter, I encourage.
I need to learn with you, because you're getting leads for, I don't know, a penny per dollar, 3, even 20. My average is $50 to $75. I'm like, what?
It's always learning, man, isn't it?
Okay.
But what I'll do
is learn from you.
I'll post this copy, guys, in the group, because sometimes the changing copy, even adding this in, we also, so let's just say this, they think, but that's if they want to sell quick, but we can buy houses that are in negative equity and get the debt that is causing you a major headache gone, right? The grammar's not perfect, we put it together, but it solves the problem. It speaks to the problem. And the beautiful thing about it, guys, what I want to encourage everyone in here, because every one of you that commits is going to make money. Every single one of you. I guarantee it. I promise it. You commit. And Facebook's a what? Not just Facebook. Direct mail is amazing. Gumtree works. Co-sourcing works. But if you focus on one, and I think one of the best ways right now is Facebook. And I'm quite excited in the mentoring group, just so you know, we will be also having my Facebook ads guy is something you want to listen to as well. Valter's going to be awesome. Nick coming on, talking about retargeting as well and going over lookalike audiences in a little bit more in-depth detail. And yeah, good stuff. No, I thought I'd share that because I didn't even know Valter actually. I wanted to look and I was thinking probably $30, $50 a lead because we're in testing stages. But I'm like, man, oh man. Because I'm passionate about this right now. When you get more clicks, guys, you've got a pixel. So you've got your own little individual pixel. That's like the more clicks you have on your images, the more leads you get, your pixel gets trained. So your pixel actually starts to learn who your audience is. Because Garrett's had hundreds of seller leads opt in, his pixel is quite optimized. So meaning it can find the right audience at cheaper leads. So the longer you do Facebook, like we've got a couple of guys doing it now, and Valter, I know you're just sort of getting rocking and rolling with it, but I believe they're generating leads for about £15 a lead. And it's really exciting. So yeah, I'm passionate about it. I'm very passionate about it. But Q&A, guys. I know we've gone over a lot. I appreciate your time, Valter, as well. I'm really grateful, mate. But if you guys can fire your questions, that'd be awesome. And any other sort of words, Valter, before we get into Q&A? Any sort of specifics that you want to teach him, or is it?
No, not at all. I just need now. I need to focus on Facebook. I'm like, what? Wow.
See, that guys, what Valter just said there, that is, you got to learn the nuances. I told this at the mentoring workshop, guys. You've got to see how people think. He's not going, I've got to spend some money on Facebook. Oh my God. He's saying, I need to get on it now. I need to improve it. I need to learn. Do you know what I mean, guys? You've got to notice these little things. And this is why people are doing well. This is why people are doing deals. And I've seen people like Valter over the years that start off, they do one or two, they move forward, and then they're doing, just things that are abnormal, and people think they must be doing something that I don't know. But the reason why Valter's come on here is a star student, but he still says, I don't know anything about Facebook as much as I should do, right, Valter? Like you just said, that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the right thinking. Like, anyway, I'm getting passionate about it, but so there's questions here, Valter.
Yep.
So Alex, and if you have missed some of your questions, please write them again, guys. I'd appreciate it. Alex Hickman, when they ask if does he tell them that he's local when they ask if he's local, Valter?
Yeah, so when someone asks you, are you local? You can say, so we are based, let's say, in London, but we also cover, Leeds or Liverpool or Manchester. Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, so that's simple. Awesome. Larry, what does he do step by step to find a tenant buyer for a specific property? That's from Larry.
So step by step to find a tenant buyer. So now we find first the property, but basically I used to use your ClickFunnels. So your ClickFunnels, yes, which are integrated with the Interflowe, they ask you like where do you want to live and and then when they say let's say they want to live in Shoreditch, you just run a campaign Shoreditch. You do a direct mail in Shoreditch to get a property to that person. So, and if that person wants to live in Shoreditch, you find a property for them. They are more likely to get the property you found for them.
So you would capture the leads, capture their address, and then send the mail when you got a property. You mean?
Yeah. So let's say a tenant says, let's say your tenant's buyer say, look, I want to live in Shoreditch. So you go to, let's say, Gumtree. and you scrape leads, property that been in the market for more than 3 months, 1 or 2 bed, and then you run a campaign.
Okay, awesome. Good stuff. And also, Larry, I would say that's a great tip. Actually, I didn't think of that. Another thing, Larry, is I would, me personally, if you need to find a tenant buyer, local Facebook ads, keep testing 5 or 10 different interests at about $10 a day, because it's worth the investment, because you're going to make, the average lease option and tenant buyer deal that you keep's 20 grand plus, and I know your one's 23 grand. I would also do Gumtree feature ad. 100% feature the ad in the for sale and for rent section, and also get some signs out there. It's a bit of hustle, but that checklist never fails. And worst case scenario, bring your upfront option fee down to say 5 to 3K if you're finding a lot of people that are backing out from viewings. And also mention that they can pay by credit card as well, and just send them like a PayPal link or something like that. Thank you guys, that was great. Nav, good stuff, I appreciate it. Valter was great, guys. Say yes if you've enjoyed it tonight, guys, with Valter, and you appreciate what he's given tonight. Stacy asked a question: what interests work best for you on Facebook ads for sellers? Do you use the audience insights tool, Valter?
Audience for sellers, ask Tom, because he's getting for $3 per lead. Then yeah. my leads is more expensive. So Tom,
yes,
a bit more. For buyers, yes, I think the interest I know, but for investors as well, for the sellers, ask Tom. You're the one who's doing. You're getting less than $10. This is like, wow.
Yes, yeah.
I need to talk to you. We need to have a coffee.
yeah, Royale coffee, right? Royale coffee. But I would say what I would do is I would target repossession, but everything's different. Like we're doing it in Ireland, right? Sometimes in England, I've seen it fluctuate to more, say, $20. Make sure your account's set up in dollars, because it's going to save you some money. I'd say divorce, I'd say repossession, relocation's good, and then looking at the suggestions that come up from when you're creating the ad that Facebook give you, and just test it, and then use the audience insights. I would say, Stacey, the key thing is testing. You need to take more action on the ads, and everything I've learned, I've spent a lot of money on ads, and to be honest, the best people that you see on Facebook, Ty Lopez, Sam Ovens, these people, Alex Becker and stuff, I've met them. They're not doing any magic. They're literally just testing things and finding winning things. And that's it, really. And for example, like lead forms, what I just showed you guys there, what we're doing in Ireland, these ones, the reason why they are doing, I didn't know. This is the first variation of copy and image we done. And we tested that, so it looks like it's working. So, I'm going to start putting more money into this, because there's only about $10, $20. But it's working. So we're going to start scaling it up and sort of just moving forward from there. Let me show you something exciting. I just want to show you something that was possible, guys, when you get momentum with Facebook. What you can do is another little tip. By the way, here's client today. Just checked on the ads and had free seller leads completed, the ClickFunnels. So total spend £30 testing Facebook and Insta ads. So even Instagram's a great way. But let me just show you the page a second. And every area is different, guys. Like genuinely, you have to test, and you have to start to just test things, because you might do London, and you're using a certain interest and it works amazing, like divorce, right? Interest divorce. But you might try Manchester divorce, it just doesn't work. So you've got to test it with a very, very small budget to get some feedback, and then go from there. Right, we just put a little organic post out today. I just put a little organic post out. Look, this is it, right? I posted this today. This isn't a paid ad. We buy any house, any type, any condition, to people that have liked Garrett's page off over the last probably 2 years. We just have the comments straight away, tagging people in. We're getting messages come in. We could boost this post as well. So we could actually boost this post to, I'm going to change it up. Sorry, I have some other people's, I'm managing some other people's ads. So I'm not going to use other people's accounts to pay for this ad. I could get away with it once, but it won't work every time. So, you know, then I could do a boosted post. So there's many things you could do. Like, you know, I could target different people through targeting and stuff like that. You know, I just want to show you how powerful this is. Like, this is Garrett done this actually. It wasn't that great. Look, we just boosted this. We didn't spend a lot on it. Garrett, looking at another properties this month. Once we agree to price, we can close them in 20 days. Loads of comments come in. Obviously, some negative comments. Can you PM in? PM send. You know, and he spent about 100 euros on this. And there's people with genuine deals because we've just got momentum with Facebook. Okay, guys, like this ad here. This ad got 194,000. So the 7,000 euros that you see spent earlier. Let's get back a sec. 7,000 euros would have been specifically. Sorry. I'm terrible with this stuff. So let me go back. Yeah, like lifetime. No, here you go. Yeah, so so you see the specific ad, so 7,000 euros. Obviously, we had some the island one here. This had a lot of clicks. Like it would have been this one, it would have been this one, and that one got the majority of deals. So what, like 5,000, something like that. And you know, because of the leverage of property, the deals are so high, we can really win, right? You know, we got some here as well. Sellers negative equity. You know, a lot of people, we were getting a lead for, you know, I think this one was for 15 cents, or it might be 15 euro. It could be a glitch, but just ridiculous because we've stuck the ads game out. Like there's only been a few people I've taught that have stuck the ads game out. What I mean by the ads game is consistently done the ads, right? They've all done deals, profit, and that's been over 6 figures in profit because Google AdWords. If I go to Google AdWords here, and I'll come on to your questions in a minute, guys. Sorry, I just feel this is relevant. If I type "sell house fast," right? These people here, they're going to charge a £30 a click, and let's just say they're probably going to get 1 out of 10. So they're going to get a lead for £300. It's a hot lead, but you've got to compete with the big boys. So these companies, they turn over 3 or 4 million, and they're sourcers. I know these people. They deal source. Their main goal is deal sourcing and buying and auctioning and stuff. So, you know, these people, they don't understand Facebook because they just don't understand it. But if we got on the Google Ads game 5 years ago, it cost, guess how much a lead? It cost £10 a lead. You could literally become a multi-millionaire within a few years. But the fact that Google is more aggressive in their spend, more competition, still works. Facebook is what Google was 5 years ago, guys. Don't procrastinate on Facebook, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Do not procrastinate on it. Because, yeah, it's huge. Costello has a question. The lead scrape from Rightmove can be put into Interflowe to set a mail campaign, said Costello. This is for you, Valter.
Say it again.
He said the lead scrape from Rightmove can be put into Interflowe to set a mail campaign.
Yes. You go to Interflowe leads and you upload there. You can ask the VA to upload, so you don't need to upload.
No, awesome. And you can go into the direct mail campaigns manager. To be honest, Costo, you've got to go through the training, bro. All the training's there. Like, did you do that, Valter? Did I sit by your side and teach you Interflowe, or did you just go on to what Lawrence has done?
Yeah. It's like all the videos, even to let's say when you secure the lead, you can do Thomas. You can show them. You can share with them. Thomas had a lead created by Interflowe. We also had some couple of leads created by so it's a very cool picture and it's very beautiful. So everything is done there. Or you can do outside, but you can do it through Interflowe.
Awesome, bro. And there's another one for Mark. All the follow-up call to action is a tracking number, right? As in all
Yes.
the follow-up, ask them to call a number, not an email, not a postal address, etc. That's what Mark was asking, Walter.
Yeah, a number. So you want to have a different number for different campaigns, so you know whether the lead comes. So you can, you want to target everything. So I have a spreadsheet that I target everything. Whether I send, let's say, 100 letters, I got 15 calls. I send it 130 letters, I got like just 6. So you have to have a different number so you can target. Yeah.
Amazing. Patty has a question. When you send direct mail for rent to buy, do you actually tell the sellers on the phone that you will be putting a tenant buyer in rather than renting yourself?
Yes, I do say I put high pay professionals, doctors, lawyers. Yeah, I do say that.
I like
One
that.
more tip. One more tip. A lot of people said when they ask about mortgage, people gets upset. Their mortgage. There's a way you can ask that. Since we started asking like that, we had no problem. So when so if you're going to ask about the mortgage, you say like so. The next question I'm going to ask is, it might sound a bit intrusive, but the reason why I'm asking is because I want to find the best solution for you. Would you mind telling me, your son mortgage? And then off you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's simple. It's just, I guess people naturally, you need to get permission, right, Walter? So I guess naturally people have a defense up. So the goal is to sort of soften that defense. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Rogers says, thanks very much, guys. How's it going, Mark? We've not caught up in a while. Just wondered how your team works. So it's 3 of you, the VA remote, Maria and Volta. Are you all in different areas? Are you working in office, Volta, or are you working remote?
We work a remote. So the VA is in, I don't even know where the guy is from, to be honest. Sorry.
He's in Barbados, just chilling, man.
Yeah, I don't even know I don't know. Like, I think he's from India or Pakistan. I don't know. Maria, she works from home, and I'm in my house. So we're all in different places. Yeah.
Awesome. Annalise, how's it going, Annie? Annie's just joined, guys. Give Annie a warm welcome in the chat box, please. How long after you started in the biz did you recruit and train Maria, and where did you find her?
So first, that's quite a common question, where I found Maria, where I found my team. So first, I tend to, train. So first, you have to learn. You can't delegate what you don't know.
Yes.
I've seen people like they just want to delegate. How can you delegate what you don't? Because otherwise, you don't even know if they are doing a great job if you delegate before you know. So you learn first, and then I've been kind of coaching Maria, or for example, people approach you. They want to, can we, for example, and I went to Tom's event, and people were, partying it up. So go to events, and and be open. People will approach you. Basically, people approach me, and but I started training Maria, so I learned first, and then I started training Maria. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Good year. What's up, bro? Thanks for sorting this out, Tom. Awesome stuff. At Volta, thanks for sharing what you do, Volta. Do you pay your VA $30 for scraping 1,000 leads?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That's it.
Yeah, because if I pay in per hours, it can cost you much more.
That's smart.
So you pay per project.
I like that. We have the property we need to tenant. If you're doing, say, Gumtree, obviously, because there's new leads, you might have to. You could still maybe do a project, but you have to get new people there, guys. But the direct mail, 100%. Alex says, we have the property, we need the tenants. So you have the property, Alex, you need the tenant buyer. Yeah, to be honest, I would do local Facebook ads aggressively. I would do signs, get someone on Gumtree, go to the part-time section, post and pay them after they've sent you photographic evidence, £1 a sign. Send them, say, some Corex boards, done for you estate agent boards, just put rent to own, no mortgage needed, £300 a month or whatever the rent is, 5k gets you in, whatever it is. Keep it simple. Message me if you need help on that. Get it out, do a Gumtree featured ad, and then also make sure you reach out to Front Door Estates and get it on Rightmove ASAP. You got to be quick. You have to. The speed of implementation has got to be lightning fast, guys. It's got to be that's how you get success in this business. Quick. I mean, if you want to do a deal like in the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or you want to get a deal sold, you got to be speedy. You got to be quick. And that's just being basically organized. Yeah. So everyone enjoyed it. Thanks so much. Larry says yes. Leon says great. Thanks, Valter, for sharing, Lucy. Thanks, Valter, Philippa, Stacy. Thanks, Troy. Thanks, Annalise. Yeah, awesome. Malcolm says, so interesting. Loads to learn from and draw upon. Good stuff, Malcolm. Thanks to both of you. Very useful information. A great incentive to keep going. Good stuff. Alexander has a question. So, once you have a seller for a lease option, you're arranging viewings for tenant buyers. How do you stop them working with each other and leaving you out?
They don't know what we are doing. They have no idea. So of course you can have. So you've signed the contract with the let's say landlord. But even I want the landlord to meet the seller. But the landlord has a contract with me. They don't know. The thing about we think people know what we are doing. Most people don't know what we are doing. So even if they meet, what they're going to do, what kind of contract they will sign, AST contract, this doesn't make sense. So they don't know. So they will need you to do that for them. So don't worry about. Of course, sign the contract with the landlord, but the landlords will be more than happy if they accepted that. They rent for 2-3 years. They have a full market value, and people are afraid to get scammed or to be left behind, or people go in their backs. It's not as often. Most people don't know. Most people are not educated. Most people don't spend money on themselves to learn that. So.
True, 100%. They don't know. They don't know. You could have a boots on the ground, Alex, buddy. You could have boots on the ground to make sure they sit in the middle and they handle viewings and pay them, say, 30 quid a viewing or something like that. So, 30 quid for the half an hour. Or you could do a commission. You could say, look, if this deal is very likely to go through, we give you 200 quid or whatever when you get paid for the tenant buyer. And the key thing is communication, helping people, and just being cool, really. The key thing is always wanting to just go over and above for the people and just be real. Another question from Lucy. Hey, Lucy. Do you have the same 6-month follow-up system for all your campaigns? What about probate, says Lucy?
So, yeah, for every offer I make, I do a 6-month follow-up. So until they, let's say, basically, yes. So until they say, look, I sold my house, because it's a lead. If they talk to you, they know you, you create that rapport. So, if they get even a postcard from you, they will be more than happy. Because the question is, who really is doing that? I don't think many people.
No. That's awesome, man. Awesome. Annalise says again, how did you meet your business partner and how have you divided your roles and responsibilities? This is huge, Annie. And Annie just joined the mentoring. Annie, we do go massively into this in the groups about partnering. Like we've got people already, working together, getting deals agreed and close to profiting very early doing this. I think business partners I'm going to do a webinar just on business partners and roles and responsibility, because I've learned loads and ups and downs, and I think it's huge. That's a great question, actually. But so how did you meet your business partner, Valter, and how have you divided your roles and responsibilities?
So actually, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine about that. So I really business partners. I like the business partners to do what they are good at. So I asked them to do a couple of tests, because people sometimes they don't even know what they're good at, or they think they're good in something. So I asked them to do a test, and then I see where I can put them, because I want to to focus on their strength, not their weakness.
Yes.
So, for example, I'm good at creating systems and see patterns. You know, I'm more analytical guy. You know, so you know, for example, Annabella, she's good at, you know, decorating and see the. I just, you know, when I see the map like for the house, or I just don't understand that. So I'm like, well, okay. So I don't like doing viewings. I don't. She likes traveling. She likes to be on the road. So, you know, so what people are good at, what they want to do. I spoke with Alex, which is today, which is you know, and his voice on the phone is like, hi, it's like, so he's a good sales guy. So if I would work with Alex, I would put him on the phone. So I don't like phones, so I would do, of course I did, you know, cold calling as well. I think, you know, if you want to teach, but I focus on their strength, not in their weakness. So their strength.
Amazing. Good stuff, man. Russell has a question. What lead sources are you direct loading into Interflowe?
So Rightmove, everything, Gumtree, Rightmove. I put most of my things on the Interflowe, and the follow up is always in the Interflowe.
Sweet. Troy, what's up, Troy? How many hours a day are you working on your business now, Valter?
Now, but yeah, this is not. This is a great question, but I don't work more anymore in that business. I have another business now. I bought a hair salon in London, so I'm focused on that. That is automatized. Of course, I need to work on the Facebook, so I will be meeting Tom soon to get the Facebook. But that is systematized, and then, you know, just scaling. Yeah.
Now, honestly, guys, yeah, this webinar's recorded, and this will be the mark. Like, everyone does Facebook. I don't want to say. People that take it seriously in 3 or 4 years probably be millionaires. In this, if they can really be serious with it. I mean, there'll be many 6-figure people in here that do Facebook, but like it. I mean, it might take 3 or 4 years to get there. But trust me, like, no one's teaching it. No one knows it. No one spent as much as me in the UK. I mean, there's some guys that have spent way more than me. You know, I'm being honest, I've just spent way more in terms of like, but not in specifically just with Facebook. And you could F it up. Yes, you might have to spend some money. You might have to spend $1,000 to make 3 or 4 guys, but you got to look at the return. Look at the return. And I want you to not buy more courses, not go on more, just put it into this business, right? Just this, like I mentioned at the seminar recently, and at a seminar you've been to mastery and mentoring, is just focus on one thing and get good. Mail works as well, you know. Mail works with volume. You know, you can send lots of volume, but Facebook, thing I like about Facebook is they're hot leads. They're very hot, and you only need about 25 leads come in. You might only speak to, say, 12 of them initially, because not everyone gets back straight away if you're fast, but you only need, trust me, like, and even Alex was saying this with the deal he got accepted, but like, it was like, what objections did they have? 1 or 2, and that was it. They just want to throw, you know, I'm going to see if I can upload a live call I done back in 2014 or 2015, a release option I did. I said the guy's name wrong twice. It was embarrassing. But he signed the heads of terms. I'm going to see if I can go back on my HelloSign and find those heads of terms, actually. And obviously I blank out, you know, what's needed, but it was like, good Lord. Like, it was so easy, guys. That deal sold for like $4,000. Charles said, fucking awesome, says Larry. Good stuff, Larry. That's what we like to hear, mate. You know, the first word especially, I get told off for that in the property community. Valter, fantastic legend, Leon, good stuff. Thanks for inspiration, guys. No problem. Nasir says, does Maria get paid? Good question. Does Maria get paid a fixed salary, or is it based on performance? That's a good question. Is Maria a friend, Nasir? Valter previously, or is it someone you met at networking? I'm just curious. You'd have to go into more detail if it's something else. I'm joking. I'm playing with you.
So Maria, I've been training Maria for quite a long time. So, for example, Elliot, you met Elliot. I'm mentoring Elliot now. So I train So I train people. So because I will do an e-commerce business soon, so I train them first. There's of course Maria gets paid, but it's more you train them first, and then they start working. So I've been training Maria for more than 2 years. I mean, like coaching her, with books
Okay.
and personal development. Because otherwise, you want to. So, for example, Elliot, he reads like 100 books a year, and I give him the courses, and then they jump, and then we start a business.
So you're
So,
nurturing their mindset as well, or are you like an apprentice
yeah,
almost?
yeah, very, very important. Yeah, first mindset and stuff.
And that's
That's
why
where
I
you.
encourage
That's
everyone.
where.
That's why I encourage everyone in this group as well, because everyone's learning the mindset from me and continuously absorbing it. For some people, they just get it. Some people it takes a while. When you absorb it, then if you can partner with people, that's why, guys, it's very powerful to partner with people that are around that. That's the power of this group. It's the power of masterminds, power of that like mind, right? That one sort of like mind that is focused on moving forward, achieving whatever you need to achieve, and then you partner with people is huge, man. But these ongoing interviews I'm doing, guys, with present and past clients, dating back to 2015, 2014 up to now. You'll hear partnerships. It's like or outsourcing in every single one of them. In every single one of them, it's been huge. Good answer, Walter. Thank you. Really important. So no, mass is so important, isn't it? It's so important. Otherwise, because you can get held back. So we go 5 more minutes, guys. Yeah, that's what he means, Russell. Manually entering the leads into Gumtree. Yeah, like going in the leads app and then executing it from there. Or I think Volta actually gets cold calls and then I guess like we'll put the lead in. But any
Yeah.
other questions, guys? Any other specific questions? And what are you going to implement, guys? What did you learn? Type what you learned in. Type 1 or 2 things that you just learned, and I'll start. What I've learned is I would say Volta is just the mentality. To be honest, mate, it's just really just being open to learn, like and be humble to learn and keep growing. That's what I'm learning from you, and that's what we can all learn is to not go, is to want to grow. It doesn't matter if you're doing, guys, whatever you're doing, you can always keep growing. That's the excitement, right, Volta? Like that new, like
Yeah,
learning.
yeah, I'm always learning, always learning. I never know enough. For example, I learn now Facebook, so I will learn from you. So I'm always learning. I used to say, I often say to people, the day you think you know everything is the day you stop growing. So, and if you stop growing, you start dying. So I'm always learning, always.
That's awesome, man. So amazing, Volta. Tom, thank you. Cheers, Sada. It was awesome, isn't it? The follow-up is important. Need to work on that more by the sounds of it. Huge, Alex. Every 30 days, 2 weeks to 30 days, follow up the leads that reject your offer. Get work done. Stop fucking around. Yes, Costello, man. You know it, bro. Please, how long did it take Vol to do his first deal, says Charles?
2 months.
2 months. Consistency and keep testing. Mental agility. Yeah, that's good. Leon's always got that cutting edge perspective, and I love it. I learn it and do it. Learn it and do it. Sorry. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Hattie, I like the follow-up process by Vi, and his style resonates with me. That's awesome. Work hard, smart, not hard, says Annalise. Sorry, I'm so coffeed up, guys, as usual. As usual. I'm only on about 14 today. 14 black and white. I'm lying. 14.
Wow.
I'm joking. I'm joking. It's not really, but I love the mockers, man. I'm really loving them right now. Coconut milk. I'm really excited to start full time. Costel, good stuff, man. That's it. I've learned that I've been using Interflowe completely wrong. It actually works, but doesn't work for the agent strategy as much. Yeah, it's more on the calls that come in. It works more for direct to vendor. That's the key thing. The key thing is, guys, I've got to be real. Agent is good, but it's a humongous volume and it's hard to measure. It works. You can get deals accepted. It's just hard to measure as much. We will be, we have got a VA portal coming out soon, guys, where we're gonna, I'll share that, how that works, the VA portal, which they can make, a VA is a portal where they can make calls from. They just press basically 1 or 2 clicks. It sends drip feed text messages automatically. You can do drip feed voice blast. Like it's lots of cool things you can do, and it is pretty awesome. But the key thing is designed with direct to vendor leads, get seller leads from step 1, facts, step 2, comparable, step 3, offer. They say yes, awesome, you've got a deal, go out to your buyers, potential buyers, investors. You don't have a deal. They said no, send a letter of intent, which they send a physical one-off letter in the post automatically. And then every 14 to 30 days, exactly what Valter shows you earlier, go through the videos in the community, the marketing follow-up system. If you ever get stuck, post in the community, reach out to the team. We've got a full-time team guys at Interflowe that are there. Like in terms of support with Interflowe, we have the support, guys. We've got 5-star support, and we're always looking to make it better for you guys. So you're never stuck, right? But yeah, 100% Nasir. I'm glad you said that, and that just takes time. You're 3 months in, people got full-time jobs. It takes time sometimes to climatize, but when it has a mental click, that mental adjustment, where you go, oh, now it's that aha moment. I'm sure you've had that just now, Volta, with the Facebook stuff, right? And people have had it listening to you like probably 10, 20 times tonight. Who's had an aha moment, guys? Type yes. Leon says, learn before you delegate, as you can't delegate what you don't know. That's huge.
Exactly.
Facebook is the way, and use the system. Mark, yeah. I learned to keep positive and keep learning. Keep positive, keep consistent. It will happen. Good stuff, Goodyear. You're so close, Goodyear, man. You're honestly, you're really taking a lot of action, so you're very close, man. The gold is in the follow-up. Awesome. He said, listen to Tom. Troy.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Thank you. And it works, guys. It works. I'm not making this out. I'm not pulling it out of the clouds. This works, guys. And, that's what I'm saying. People say, Tom, I want to see all the hundreds of deals you've done. I don't need, there's no point me showing it. It's good to show as inspiration, what the ads and stuff we're doing, which is great, but it's just normal to me now. Guys, I expect you all to be doing 1 or 2 deals a month. You just got to execute and not think about it really. So to get where you are from, where you've been at the beginning of a journey, required certain mindset. Valter, what was your daily routine to attain and maintain it? Do you meditate, read? Do you watch motivational videos? What happens, Valter, when you get up? How are you thinking? And I want to know, what happens when you have a challenge, Valter? How do you react? How do you respond to that? When you get a little challenge come in, what do you do?
Yeah, so Zig Ziglar used to say, because people say, when I get challenged, I go and let's say I listen to something motivated. No, you have to listen to something, because this is the thing, guys, and I'm sure Tom will resonate with me. We're in a very negative world, so we need to protect our mind. I don't watch news. I have I call a morning routine. So I read every day. I don't watch news. So basically my day is almost the same. I read. I rarely go to Facebooks, and I need to apologize, Tom. Sometimes, we text.
You're terrible.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Yeah, terrible. Yeah. sorry, I'm terrible. So I'm sometimes taking 2 or 3. Oh, Tom. Oh, Jesus, Tom. Sorry. Yeah. So I tend not. I'm not in social media. I don't read newspapers. It's just about killing and dying. So we need to be focused and feed our mind. It's the same way we're eating garbage and say we want 6-pack. So we need to eat healthy. We need to go to the gym. So it's the same as the mind. So I do read. Have a morning routine. So I read a lot, and I protect my mind. You need to protect your mind. If someone would come with with a rubbish and put in your living room, just come in, like knock your door and put in the living room, would you be, you're like, hey, I will call the police. But if someone comes in with negativity and say that you can't close deals, you won't do this, you don't fight back. So it does protect your mind. I think everyone should protect their mind, and be very meticulous where they allow to get into their mind.
Yeah, that's huge, man. I love that. That's amazing. This is what Leon said. It's a funny question. Invest in yourself and watch all the videos, says Leon. Persistency and consistency is the mother of all to success. It will be yours too if you follow his sterling example. Does more money equals more women, says Alex. Maybe. No, I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows? But I'll ask someone else. Lucy, thanks Valter, thanks Tom. Awesome values tonight. It was awesome, isn't it? Cheers, Lucy. It's been great. Avoid news, brilliant tip, very true, negative while we live in. What podcast can you recommend?
Podcast?
Yeah.
Your podcast.
Even though I've not done an episode for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's still good. I learn a lot. I listen to podcasts that the things you are interested in, or the things you wanted to learn from. So, for example, I'm starting a business in e-commerce. I'm listening to an e-commerce podcast. So something that you're interested in. So, and you're in the gym. So your training is kind of you're leveraging. It's like passively you are learning. I've learned a lot from podcasts. So when I'm in the gym, I used to say I'm a bit of a learning machine. I'm learning all the time. So I read books. I read around 300 books. I don't ask people to do that. I'm a bit crazy. But I read a lot of books. I listen to podcasts. I learn. I buy courses. I invest on me. Tom. Now she told me you invested in a course. So Tom invested in a course, $35,000. No.
Actually $1,000, yeah.
Yeah. So I invest in myself as well every year. I want to learn. I want to, because
crazy thing about what you're saying, man. So it was so true what you said. That $36,000, I've already 10x'd it. Like with it, that's the fun, because I just applied it. I literally was like, okay, what do you do here? Okay, great, cheers, and do it. I didn't do everything perfect, guys. Nine of the things I learned in New York, I didn't do. This is the power of it. One thing I learned, it was about email delivery. So obviously, like, I don't want to get too into this, but email delivery, most obviously people at a big email list get like an 8% response rate, because the Google and stuff, IP addresses, they get a lot of fake emails and it gets like a block, and your IP domain name gets a bad reputation. I didn't know about that unless I went to these geeks, right? Unless I went to this mastermind geek, like, where they were obsessed with it and they loved it and it was their passion. I learned that it will probably make me millions of pounds. It will save me headache over a couple of years, and it just changed everything for one thing, just one. And it was like, wow. And that's the power of what you're learning here, guys. And never take for granted. I think the key thing with humans is we lose that gratitude of what we're capable of. Like, some people in Africa, guys, have nothing, or not just Africa. I'm looking at London now. I'm right on Piccadilly Circus. And homeless people, they don't have the awareness. Their awareness is nothing's possible. Obviously they've got mental illness and stuff like that, and other things are going on, but they're in a position where they can't get out of it. You're here, guys. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's not that bad. So, you got to if you don't execute, then what are you saying to your own heart and soul that wants to make this a reality? You're almost saying, I don't value my dreams. Like, I'll keep it confidential, but I was with a client the other day. We had a really good meeting, and we were talking about, you need to not take an action, right? You need to make it more painful not to take action rather than taking action. So for me, not achieving my dreams and living my dreams on life is too painful. I'm willing to go through any pain to get through it, like I did when I started, similar to Valter. Like with obviously the passing and stuff like that, it triggers something. So that's the same for you guys. And I think you've got to find that, haven't they, Valter? I think what you shared at the start, you've got to find, you've got to find the fuel,
Exactly.
Rather than just going, passively do another course or anything. But any last questions, guys? Agree, Valter. Annalise said very important. Any last questions? Valter, Tom, pleasure as always, gents. Looking forward to the next one. Good stuff. Very generous with your time, guys. Thank you. No, all good. I've got to get back. Cheers, Valter. I appreciate your time, mate, as well. And I need to get something to eat, guys. I'm starving, man. Probably go.
Yeah, me too.
I'll probably have a change and go to Cafe Royale.
Wow.
just a change today. But yeah, good stuff, guys. And yeah, get in Cafe Royale. Actually, give me some space. It's my little hideout. I'm joking. I'm just playing. Sorry, I've got to throw a few jokes in, guys. I can't be too serious. Yeah, cheers, Valter, so much, mate. It's been awesome, and
My pleasure.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
For having
catch up, man, soon. And any Facebook ads, just drop me a message, mate, and I'll help you out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you
Cheers,
for having
guys.
me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. God bless. Cheers. Bye.